for safety. So that's what I hear what you're saying, and I got to be the best me I can be in Christ. But man, I've been doing that, and it's still there. Excuse the word.
Has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Oneida County until 4 a.m. At 2:55 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Taberg, for 8 miles east of Camden, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Lee, Boonville, Forestport, Ava, Alder Creek, Blossvale, Taberg, Stokes Corner, Hawkinsville, and Glenmore. The National Weather Service in Buffalo has issued a special marine warning for Lake Ontario from Mexico Bay to Cape Vincent, the St. Lawrence River from Cape Vincent to Ogdensburg, until 4 a.m. At 3:06 a.m., a strong thunderstorm was located 11 nautical miles west of Sandy Island Beach, or 12 nautical miles northwest of Mexico Bay, moving northeast at 50 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Pillar Point, Southwood Beach, Henderson Harbor, Westcott Beach, Chimon Bay, Selkirk Beach, Stony Point, Sandy Island Beach, Tibbetts Point, Black River Bay, Sackett's Harbor, North Pond, St. Lawrence River, Cape Vincent, and Mexico Bay. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
Cleveland has issued a special marine warning for near-shore waters from Wally Bay, Ohio to the islands, Ohio. Open waters from Wally Bay, Ohio to the islands, Ohio until 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 4:54 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Detroit River Lake to near North Cape, moving east at 30 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Intact, small craft could be damaged from briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations and tactics include Put-in Bay and Kelly's Island. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. Service in Cleveland has issued a special marine warning for near-shore and open waters from Reno Beach, Ohio to Willowich, Ohio until 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 5:32 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 12 nautical miles northeast of Kelly's Island to near Sandusky Bay, moving east at 40 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Intact, small craft could be damaged from briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations and tactics include Put-in Bay, Kelly's Island, Sandusky Bay, Lorraine Harbor, Western Vermilion, Willowich, Huron, and Vermilion. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
of the emergency alert system. Extended operational area. This concludes this emergency alert system test.
The National Weather Service in Cleveland has issued a special marine warning for nearshore and open waters from Vermilion, Ohio to Conneaut, Ohio until 8:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:47 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 17 nautical miles northwest of Fairport Harbor to 11 nautical miles northwest of Willowwick to Avon Point, moving east at 50 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Lorraine Harbor, Geneva on the Lake, Ashtabula, and Cleveland. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. The following is flood warning information. Flood warning in effect until early Thursday morning. Minor flooding is forecast. The areas affected include Prairie River near Taconite. The hazardous weather conditions are expected until early Thursday morning. The following impacts are expected at 10.0 feet. County Road 352 near Lawrence Lake boat ramp becomes inundated. Floodwaters cross County Road 319 near Crooked Lake. At 11.0 feet, water level nears lowest structures on Lower Lawrence Lake. Several area county roads become inundated. Additional details, at 6:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time Sunday the stage was 9.9 feet. Bankwell stage is 9.0 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage late this morning to a crest of 10.4 feet early tomorrow afternoon. Additional rainfall may cause a longer crest duration. Flood stage is 10.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 10.5 feet on April 26, 2008. Flood safety information can be found at www.weather.gov/safety/flood. The El Paso Police Department is searching for a missing child. Thomas Gallardo, 6 months old, white, male, last seen wearing a red Jordan LMSE with black spots, no socks, and no shoes. The missing child was last seen at 11:55 p.m. on June 22nd of 2024 at the 700 block of Carl Drive, El Paso, Texas. Police are looking for Thomas Gallardo, 28 years old, white, male, in connection with the abduction of the child. The suspect was last seen wearing a black sweater, blue jeans, and white shoes. The suspect is believed to be driving a blue 2007 Chevrolet Silverado bearing Texas license plate LWest R5358. The suspect was last seen in El Paso. Law enforcement officials believe the child to be in grave or immediate danger. Anyone with information regarding this child abduction should contact the El Paso Police Department at 915-212-4068.
The civil authorities have issued a required weekly test for CASA-D and CLAMN, beginning at 11:05 a.m. and ending at 12:05 p.m. This is a required weekly test. This is only a test. Red River Regional Dispatch Center.
For Lake Ontario from Ontario on the lake to the St. Lawrence River until 1 p.m. At 11:27 a.m., strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 16 nautical miles northwest of Tibbetts Point to 10 nautical miles northeast of Ontario Beach to near Ontario on the lake, moving east at 35 knots. Hazard, wind gusts to 40 knots. Source, radar. Impact, small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Pillar Point, Oswego, Mexico Bay, Southwood Beach, Ontario on the lake, Henderson Harbor, Westcott Beach, Chimon Bay, Selkirk Beach, Stony Point, Sodus Bay, Fairhaven, Sandy Island Beach, Tibbetts Point, Black River Bay, Sackett's Harbor, North Pond, St. Lawrence River, and Cape Vincent. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected.
The civil authorities have issued a local area emergency for M&A, beginning at 12:12 p.m. and ending at 8:12 p.m. Roads being shut down due to flooding. Please use an alternate route.